Have you ever wanted a pet, but don't have a place to keep them? Well, I have the game for you. Say hello to your new virtual pet, the Wobble Dog. Aww. Wobble Dogs is a game where you take care of a virtual dog, but not just any dog, a wobble dog. What makes them different, you may ask? Well, besides being virtual, they wobble around, which gives them their name, the Wobble Dog. They're just like normal dogs. They eat food like pizza and corn dogs and chicken nuggets. They dig, they bark, they turn into a cocoon and evolve into a different dog. Wait a minute. That's not a normal dog thing. That's not a normal dog thing at all. Dogs don't eat people food like pizza and chicken nuggets, but wobble dogs do. Oh, and I guess the whole cocoon thing, but who cares about that?
Ugh. Brother, ugh.
Okay, we'll talk about the cocoon thing. Unlike real boring, regular dogs, the wobble dog evolves over its lifetime, changing colors, growing longer or wider, or even shrinking in some cases. What decides how they evolve? Their diet, of course. Each food has some bacteria in them that will influence how they evolve the next time they cocoon, depending on how much of said bacteria they have. They get to do this process 4 times, and then they are fully grown. Wow, look at them go. So majestical, so peaceful. So elegant. So disgusting. What happened to this one? Gross. I wouldn't be surprised if someone saw this and said, that's it. That's the dog I want. I want to make an entire new breed based off this dog. It'll go well with that pug that I have. What a sad existence this poor wobble dog has. At least it will be a short existence. That's right. These doggos don't even have a lifespan that lasts more than a day. They don't even get half a day. They get 90 minutes of playtime, and then they die like a Lego character. Then the other dogs show their respect by eating their deceased friend just seconds after passing. Gotta eat while dinner is still hot, I guess. Eating their friends when there's 2 vending machines right next to them is wild. They really just be doing the most random things sometimes. But enough about food. What else do these dogs do? Well, they can be given commands. You can make them dig or play with their toys and teach them to bark. You can pet them when they do something you like to encourage them to do it more often. Or you can scold them to keep them from doing things you don't like them to do, like digging holes in their enclosure, or eating the bodies of their loved ones. Well, what else do they do, I hear you ask? Well, they lay eggs. No big deal. That's right. These so-called dogs can lay eggs apparently, and these eggs can be used to make either exact clones of the default wobble dog, or you can influence what they look like by using some computer magic. Just select 2 dogs and you can run a computer simulation to see what their offspring will look like. And then you can choose 2 more dogs from that litter to make more crazy looking dogs. And then another 2, and another 2, and another one after that, until you have the craziest looking dogs ever. Because the simulation breaks down and gives some extra wacky looking dogs. They usually don't even look anything like the original 2 chosen dogs. Then after you select the final dog, you get to watch this bizarre cutscene. I'll just let it play out for you. After watching whatever that was, you get your new egg. And these eggs hatch in like 10 seconds. Makes sense when you have a lifespan shorter than a housefly, I suppose. You can choose what egg to use in the incubator, a fresh new doggo that will look exactly the same as the others, or the one that you decided to breed for. After hatching, the puppy will evolve within 5 or so minutes, wasting no time at all using the nutrients of its first meal to affect how it will look. You can get an idea of what bacteria will be affecting their future appearance by looking at this little chart here. There's a whole list of stuff that tells you what foods gives the dogs what, so you can really try to influence what they look like if you keep a dog separated from the rest and feed them only a specific type of food their whole life. Of course, though, there's a chance for them to mutate and have a bit more of a random mutation. For some reason, petting their cocoon will increase the chance of mutations happening during their transformation. I guess it's convenient to have a way to force it to happen, but still weird that that works that way. The other way is if they eat each other's poop or eating the bodies of recently passed wobbledogs while you aren't watching them. Now, if they do this, they will get these bacteria that just kind of randomize their future changes from how I understand it. So keep a close eye on them and make sure that their enclosure is clean so they don't eat any of that stuff. Unless that's what you want them to do and be randomized. Speaking of enclosures, you can customize the looks of the little box these creatures call home. You can unlock different floors and wallpapers for them by just doing different quests or achievements. They're pretty easy to get. You can get just about all of them by playing the game normally, minus a few that are a bit RNG related, like having certain mutations manifest in one of your dogs, such as growing a tail, or wings, or even another head. Yes, that is really something that can happen, a second head. I only managed to get one of my dogs to have a tail, and after seeing how majestic it was, I decided to make it my goal to make the longest and fluffiest tail ever, and I'd say I succeeded in my mission. But back on the topic at hand, the habitat of the wobbledog. You can get multiple boxes for them to live in and can even connect each other via these tunnel things. Or you can isolate one in a room by themselves to give them the perfect diet to get the weirdest traits. You can also plant flowers in various rooms to give it a bit more natural feel. You do this by using the seed packets your dogs will randomly find while digging in the ground, and then using said holes to plant your flowers. The wobbledogs can also find you other goodies while digging, with these prize capsule things that you crack open to get new items. Usually new props to put in their rooms to make it look nicer, like these trees or rocks. Sometimes you'll get new wallpapers or floors too. One of my favorite items you can unlock are the various vending machines that you can use to feed the dogs various treats. And as stated earlier, these random treats all affect their evolution in various ways. For instance, the first machine you get just dispenses nutritional pellets that are basically used just to make the dogs grow bigger. They don't really do much else. But later on, you get stuff like the Halloween vending machines, or the space station vending machines, that have various foods themed around the style of the vending machine. You can see what foods contain what bacteria and the effects that these bacteria have on evolution by simply having a dog eat the food and evolving. The game will then automatically update the information on the food and bacteria chart so you can have a better idea of what foods to feed a dog for their effects you want. Now, what type of effects are there? Well, like previously mentioned, there's stuff like simply growing bigger or growing a tail, but then there's smaller stuff like the shape of the nose, the color of the dogs. There are tons of possibilities. Here's a brief showing of what you could get.
That's quite big. Impressive.
Besides having the dogs you create, there are also some dogs that the game just gives out to you. These dogs usually have some unique traits that are hard to come across on your own, so you can use these dogs that you are gifted to your advantage in order to make a more diverse set of dogs by breeding them with one of your own dogs. Or you can go to the internet and download codes for dogs that other people have made and import them into your game. While you can only have 8 dogs out at once, you can store more inside a box, like in Pokemon. Here they will never age, so you can hold onto them for as long as you like. Speaking of aging, after your dogs pass from old age, you have a chance to make a gravestone with this core thing that they drop after falling into a million pieces. That is, unless you leave it unattended for too long and a dog eats it, but we'll get to that shortly. Using the core to make a little grave for your dog is nice because it will let you have the ghost of said dog come down to visit, letting you never forget about your favorite dogs. Now, if a dog gets to the core first and eats it, they will extend their life to be much longer than that of the other dogs, granting them the title of Ancient. Sounds cool, but it doesn't really do anything from what I can tell besides making them live longer. But they don't get another mutation stage, so I don't see the point of doing this, especially since the items to extend their life are so rare. And you also lose out on the benefits of getting to have ghost dogs. So those are the wobbledogs, one of the weirdest animals from a pet simulator that I've ever played. This definitely isn't Nintendogs. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.